We recently visited Tromsø in the Arctic Circle of northern Norway earlier in this year.
So if you are planning to visit Tromsø, then here are some of our recommendations and top tips before you head there.
The weather in the Arctic is very, very extreme, and this also means that in the winter there's no sunrise, and in the summer there is no sunset. So if you want to go to see the Northern Lights, you will want to go somewhere around the winter time, or like early spring or late autumn, where the skies are darker. Otherwise you have basically no chance of seeing the Northern Lights because the sky's light, which doesn't make sense. You need the sky to be dark to see the Northern Lights. So definitely keep that in mind. And with that comes very cold weather, so also keep that in mind.
So we visited in mid-January, and we, to be honest, was a bit surprised at the weather. We had a bit of a warm front come through, and
a bad warm front though.
yeah, a bad warm front containing lots and lots of rain.
Yeah,
they were saying,
not snow.
No, they were saying it was one of the rainiest times and the warmest times they've had in a long time.
Very unusual for that time of year. Normally it's just snow and snow and snow, and that's it.
So we did get a bit unlucky in that sense. We only had one day, our first day there, of snow. So you definitely will need to be packing appropriately, especially in the winter time. We did a big haul before we got there of, you need your very thick socks, gloves, plenty of base layers, which we end up getting, I think, from
Uniqlo. They have some good ones, yeah.
We actually didn't get the thickest base layers because the weather wasn't
we just bought lots of different things we could layer, which was good.
And then obviously you take a little beanie with you, lots of warm overlayers, and a puffer jacket is definitely needed.
And waterproof snow boots is also a must.
Snow boots was probably one of the best things that we purchased, because the roads also, if you're walking much, they're so slippery, so you need some good walking boots.
And if you're walking through the snow, you want them to be waterproof, otherwise your feet are just wet. Like ours, to be honest, weren't 100% waterproof, but we managed fine. But if we were like hiking for any length of time or anything through the snow, then we would have been soaked.
So the main thing everyone goes there for the most part, is to see the Northern Lights. Now, you do have to be pretty realistic about seeing the Northern Lights there, because it's not as easy as stepping outside your Airbnb, looking up in the sky, and there's a big green light.
Which we kind of expected in a way. We booked 4 nights, so we thought that would be enough time to at least get a decent glimpse on one of those nights. But unfortunately, we just had really, really bad weather, and the sky was basically covered with clouds the whole time. We did end up booking a tour on one of the nights, which was then cancelled, so we had to move it to the next night. The tour did go ahead, but unfortunately we didn't really get much luck. We saw a few tiny little green lights, but it was barely noticeable, especially through the naked eye.
Still a very good and enjoyable experience though, whether you see the lights or not. They're very good tours to go through.
Yeah, it was still a lot of fun, but obviously it was a bit disheartening and upsetting not seeing the Northern Lights, and that was obviously kind of the main reason we went there. But overall we still had an amazing time. But it's definitely something to keep in mind, that you do need to be realistic about it, because it is a natural occurrence and you can't control it. And even if the sky is clear, the Northern Lights still might not be there, because there's so many factors that come into play. And another thing that we didn't know is that if there's a full moon, this is actually not good for helping you see the Northern Lights, because it makes the sky brighter. And we went and it was a full moon and we had no idea. So if you can, try and maybe plan it around not going during the full moon, because it was actually crazy when we were driving out in the darkness in the middle of nowhere. It was still quite light because the moon was so bright. Because
the skies are just so clear.
Yeah.
Like, there's no air pollution.
No, nothing.
Where they drive you to.
Yeah, because we did have clear skies at some point on our tour, but the lights just weren't there. But the moon lit up everything so much, and you don't want that when you're trying to see the Northern Lights.
But other than chasing the Northern Lights, there's also quite a bit going on in Tromsø. To say it's such a small town, there's still quite a lot going on, and it's quite a lot to do. You can go to the local Sami farms and feed all the reindeer and do sledding, which is a very cool experience. We would highly recommend doing that. There's many tours and different groups you can go through. There's also a very cool floating sauna, which we absolutely loved.
Very cool experience.
Such a cool experience. Hopped in the water there.
So you can go in the sauna and then you can do a little cold plunge in the ocean. And obviously in winter it's like freezing.
I think it was like 2 degrees.
Yeah, it was really cold, but it was so much fun.
There is also husky sledding that's available, and the cable car.
The cable car is really cool because it takes you all the way up to a really sick viewpoint over the whole city, and we did do that and it was amazing. We didn't do the husky sledding, we just couldn't do everything, but yeah, would recommend checking out the other activities as well because there's definitely lots to do. As you would probably expect, visiting Norway is definitely expensive. It is a very expensive country to travel to. But if you do book an Airbnb with a kitchen, which is what we did, then you can save a lot of money by cooking some of your meals. We mainly just cooked breakfasts and a couple of dinners, but this is a really, really good way to save money because food and drink is definitely expensive, but your main expenses will probably be the activities. They do add up quite a lot, especially if you're doing like the Northern Lights and then the reindeer feeding and then also husky sledding and that sort of thing. Like, it does add up, but they are all amazing experiences, so would definitely recommend doing it. We were definitely quite surprised at how many food and drink options there were in Tromso because it is, I guess, classified as a city, so there are more options than you would think going that far north. But yeah, we didn't struggle to find good food and drinks and stuff like that. There's some really nice bars, some nice restaurants. They also have the northernmost McDonald's in the world, which is quite a fun experience.
Definitely indulged in.
We had to, and it was good. Yeah, and there's also this really cool bakery that we went to. It's just right in the middle of town, you can't really miss it, and it has delicious and really affordable food, which is great for like a little breakfast or lunch on the go. Yeah, very affordable compared to eating out as well. We
even grabbed snacks from there to take on our tour to the Northern Lights and stuff like that. It's just very good food.
Really convenient, and it was really good. One main tip is definitely to book as early in advance as you can if you are thinking about going. We booked quite last minute, I'd say about 2 months beforehand. Yeah. So a lot of accommodation options were booked out. We ended up paying 150 euros a night for our Airbnb, which was about a 20-minute walk from the city centre. And that was fine for us. There was also a bus, which is very convenient and easy to use. Especially on those bad weather days, we couldn't really walk.
Yeah, the bus service was actually really quite good.
Yeah.
It's kind of, there was plenty of stops along the way.
Very easy.
From what I remember, you just hop on, hop off.
Yeah, you buy your ticket like through an app, and it was so easy. And like from the airport to our Airbnb, easy, all direct. But yeah, we didn't mind walking as well, but once it was raining and really windy, it was not really a vibe. But yeah, if you want more options for accommodation, then it's definitely recommended to book a bit early because it is a very popular destination. So for those kind of popular months, it will sell out a little bit earlier in advance.
Because we were slightly further out from the main centre of the city, we kind of were always that sort of 20-25 minute walk, and when the weather wasn't playing ball, which was kind of most days on our trip,
yeah,
it was a bit miserable to walk everywhere. So yeah, having the bus was great, but maybe do try and book somewhere in advance a bit more centrally, just so if you do want to quickly pop out, it's a bit more convenient. Yeah,
and also a lot of the tour companies that you book will offer pick up and drop off, but usually the point will be in the city centre. So like when we did our reindeer activity, we had to go into the city centre and then get on the bus from there. But then like the Northern Lights tour, for example, picked us up from the city centre and then they drop you back to your accommodation. So that was really nice because it was like 1 o'clock in the morning and we didn't really want to walk in like the pitch dark rain, whatever the weather was doing, for 20 minutes. So yeah, but you can get by staying further out, but obviously it's a bit more convenient to be closer.
Those are a few little quick tips and advice and recommendations that we could give you to make the most out of your time in Tromso.
These are some things that we definitely wish we knew before we planned our trip. So I hope that it helps you with your trip planning and enjoy your time in Tromso because it is magical.